Hi, I'm Erica.
I'm Maggie.
And we're almost socially relevant.
The podcast where you guys hang out with us, two almost socially relevant girls in our 20s, as we discuss relevant topics in pop culture. And boy, you guys, do we have a lot to talk about today. Also, based off of last episode, I wore my 1989 merch because we were talking about that last week, and that's Erica and I's favorite album. So,
I am wearing Hard Rock Cafe merch that I found at the thrift store.
Okay, where do you go thrifting normally? Oh, y'all get into it.
Yeah. Dude, just like the bins.
The bins, like the oh god, is it the Goodwill?
Wear
bin?
gloves.
Wear glove. What is?
Girl, wear gloves because sometimes there's like stuff that's wet in there.
Right. So I've never I've never really gone thrifting before.
What? Really?
Episode idea,
but also I'm really surprised that you haven't gone thrifting.
Well, it's like I've been a few times, but I've never actually bought something from thrifting. I never found something that I was like, I really want to bring this home. And it's like I've only ever gone like a few times because I also just like when I buy something, I don't get rid of it for like a few years.
Yeah.
Because it's like I still have like a pair of jeans from high school, a few pairs of leggings from high school, like, because it still fits me and it's like it's still great quality. Like, why would I get rid of it?
Yeah.
Kind of talking about like our episode last week when I was like, when we were talking about like overconsumption of stuff. It's like I don't do it. And then also, I just never found anything I really liked. So, in case you guys turned off your phone this past week, Chappell Roan went on Call Her Daddy. I watched the whole episode and I honestly really loved it. But I know that like when she was on there, she was talking about how her, what was it? Her friends who are moms.
I got direct quoted because it seems to be continually misquoted.
Yeah. I know that the quote said something about how like it's her friends who are moms. And she's just talking about like her friends were just like, seemed like, what was it, unhappy, if you want to like say the quote real quick.
All of my friends who have kids are in hell. I actually don't know anyone who's happy and has a child at this age. I have like a 1-year-old, 3-year-old, 4 and under, 5 and under. I've literally not met anyone who's happy, anyone who has light in their eyes, who has slept.
So like, I know that upset a lot of moms on the internet. I mean, like, I feel like she was talking about like just her friends in general. Because I didn't know she was like, what, she's 28?
She's like 27.
Just turned, she's in her late 20s. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. I mean, she was talking about her friends, and obviously people are at different points in their lives. But like, I feel like when you have like a younger kid, I mean, you love your kid no matter what, I would feel like. I mean, I don't have any kids. I'm only 22. So it's like, I feel like people like love their kids, but I mean, raising a kid is hard. Yeah. Especially in the age of like when you're like between like, you know, a newborn and like 4 years old when they're learning basic stuff.
I don't know, I just feel like Chappell Roan is like also, I don't know, she likes to be a contrarian. Like we see it time and time and time again. She likes to be like, well, actually, I think, and you know what? You cannot criminalize people for having
opinions.
An opinion on being like, I don't think I want kids because I don't think that mothers are happy.
Yeah.
And if that struck a chord with you, hey, I want kids when I'm in my future. And yeah, I know younger parents around our age group who do look ridiculously tired all the time. But they also seem like they're having fun. So, I don't know. It's Chappell Roan.
Yeah, I don't know.
She doesn't have kids, wouldn't take her parenting advice.
Yeah. I don't know. I just remember seeing all like the TikToks of people being like, I can't believe Chappell, she would say this. And I'm like, okay, you guys, people on the internet just, when they hear something, take it and run.
So far.
And I'm like, oh my, it's just like coming from like our standpoint of like two people, like if this is your first time watching an episode of us, you're like, who are you guys? Like, why are you giving your opinion? That's the whole point of this.
Yeah. We're the runners.
we're the runners. We're going to take what people say, what happens, and give our opinions on it, because why not?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just literally being like, I don't understand why people, I mean, Granted, I'm not a mother. But I'm also being like, she like doesn't have kids. Like she just period doesn't have kids.
And yeah, that's the thing. She's coming from
why
like
are you like hating?
It's an outsider's perspective.
Yeah.
She doesn't have kids, and she also like, if she wants to have kids, like that's great, and her perspective will change. It's all about like as you grow and as you mature, as like life goes on, your perspectives change. You know, her perspective like a few years from now on a different podcast, she could completely like change her
180.
mind. But then once again, going back, people on the internet will be like, well, do you remember back in 2025 on Call Her Daddy when you said, let it go.
Let it go, guys.
Let it go.
Guys.
People can vocalize what they think, and people, but there's always gonna be people who don't agree with like what you said.
Yeah, and of course there's gonna be backlash, but also like, whatever. Like I like her music. I think she's cool. I thought it was interesting that she went on Call Her Daddy.
I know a lot of people were kind of like surprised because I feel like, I don't know. I love Call Her Daddy. I love that podcast so much. I felt like kind of a shock to see.
Doing my nail polish.
I felt like kind of like a shock to see her on there. I mean, not speaking of, so concerts are kind of like going all over the place. Lots of people have just announced that they're going on tour. Lady Gaga, and JoJo Siwa, two people we will be discussing. So this makes me laugh. So JoJo Siwa is a little bit under fire recently for her concert tickets being insanely expensive. As in like, she has a VIP package for her show called the Dream Guest VIP. And if the link would load, I will read to you what this comes with. And also the price, because the price actually genuinely makes me like, okay, JoJo Siwa's Dream Guest VIP package costing $900, right, offers an intimate fan experience including backstage access, helping choose the show's set list, a Q&A with JoJo during sound check, essentially making the VIPs city besties for the day.
Yes.
So I don't know who's paying $900 to hang out with JoJo Siwa.
I mean, also choose the set list.
I feel like that's like, unless like, I don't think she has a band. So I think it's just an audio track. But like, I don't know how, like the logistics behind that seems so like, because I feel like for a concert, you have a set list. And then if you do like a surprise song section, it's either like what Sabrina does, spin the bottle and each number represents a different song, or it's like the Taylor Swift surprise songs where it's like she already has them pre-planned for that night and has already rehearsed them. So I'm like, I'll
be honest, I don't keep up with her.
I don't either. I
much.
just saw that in the headlines because I mean so many people had announced concerts recently or that they're going on tour that I was like, $900? I'm so sorry. Like, Are
you also buying her lunch?
Yeah, like I feel like I feel like there's probably more. That's just kind of like what the when I Googled it, like that's what popped up. I bet there's like probably a little bit more to it, but like I don't know. I feel like even people who like bought VIP tickets for Tate McRae, where she also does like a sound check, they weren't. I don't think they were $900. Correct me if I'm wrong, but also the pricing of tickets, which that segues into what I want to talk about next with Lady Gaga. $600 for nosebleed tickets
is nuts.
And that's before the general sale, which was today. And I was talking about this with somebody yesterday. Hi Bailey, if you're watching. He was telling me that he was looking up they were $600 nosebleed tickets, and I saw a few TikToks about it, and I was like, it goes back to the dynamic pricing, which is pretty much just like the demand for the ticket. Like an artist can choose to either.
Well, he was also doing this in like New York, right?
Yeah. So I mean, obviously it goes based off of like what city you're in. So New York, obviously, like it's gonna be a higher demand because there's more people there, and also it's like Madison Square Garden, I believe that she's playing. Correct me if I'm wrong, if that's the wrong arena, but like even the TikTok I saw, it wasn't for like New York or LA or like Chicago, it was just for like a regular arena.
Yeah.
And I think like obviously Lady Gaga going back on tour is like yes, that's great.
Yes.
But I feel also like it's the dynamic pricing that artists can opt in and out of, which she's getting cozy.
I'm cold, y'all.
In the Twilight blanket.
Yes.
You can't see it though.
Surprise, Twilight. Sorry, I have a wicked headache.
No.
So I am just like locking in.
No, you're fine. You're dialed in. She's dialed.
I'm listening.
But I don't know. It kind of like goes back to like, I feel like the Eras tour kind of like did a lot for like the music industry, which I mean, great. It kind of, concert culture really like took a spike that during the 2023 concert season. Mm-hmm. But I think that the Eras tour really just like brought forth more scalpers, more people just being greedy for money. Cause I mean, like, yes, concert tickets are so in demand and they're so expensive. But also Taylor opted out of the dynamic pricing because she wanted all of her seat or all of like the tickets in the stadiums to be like, if it's upper bowl, it's between 35 and 75. If it's lower bowl, it's between 100 and 200. If you get a VIP package, you know, it's a little bit more because you get like the goodies. And then like, you know, floor seats are more for like the 400, 600 range. And it never changed in the Ticketmaster thing because she opted out of that. And the dynamic pricing is based off the demand that the ticket is under.
I wasn't familiar with your game.
This is, wait, Taylor?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, and I think that's great, but a lot of artists don't opt out of the dynamic pricing because obviously it means like they get more profit out of it. But I mean, like if you're selling out a stadium, I mean, that's like
you're greedy, bro.
50,000 more seats than an arena. So I mean, like if you're doing that, I'm a little like,
you're greedy, gluttonous attitude towards money.
Exactly. It's like you already have enough. But once again, like I still paid I've paid some crazy ticket prices to go see a concert. But also at the same time, the crazy ticket price was the Eras tour and it was in Canadian dollars. So it looked more expensive than it actually was.
Where were you?
Vancouver.
No. Where were you?
Oh, I was on the floor by the stage. So yeah, it was like, I think we were 12. Like if anyone's familiar with the Eras tour stage, I was like, there's like the diamond. I was on if you're looking at the stage, I was on the left side of the diamond on the aisle in Vancouver. So
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. Don't apologize, baby girl. Never apologize.
Okay, Maggie.
But yeah, no, there were very good seats. It was a graduation gift that my mom got me. So
hey, I'm not judging. Girl, no. You literally are being like, I still wear my jeans from high school. I think you deserve to go and do whatever you want.
Well, and also it's like, I very much like, if it's an artist I love, I'm willing to pay more money. So the next time Harry Styles goes on tour, Harry, if you're watching this, please, I'm begging you, I need HS4 like now. Like when Harry goes back on tour, I probably will get like pit ticket. I'm not gonna say what the
tickets.
Pickets.
Pit tickets.
Pickets. I like that. I'm gonna get pickets. Pit tickets. Yeah, I want to be in the pit. I've never been actually. You know exactly. Yeah. No, but like I can't stop thinking about. No, like.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But like, yeah, if it's an artist, back to the thing, it's like if it's an artist I love, I'm willing to pay more money. So like Harry Styles, Taylor Swift. I've seen. I feel like the only artist I've actually been on the floor to see was like Jack Harlow, but that was like a small. Going back to the dynamic pricing, dynamic pricing. Bad. Dynamic pricing sucks. Taylor Swift, you're a real one for opting out of that.
Yeah.
Sydney Sweeney and Glen Powell. This is my favorite topic to talk about with people right now. So, in case you guys didn't know, Sydney Sweeney was dating, I don't know his name.
41-year-old man.
Some old man, and she's 28, I think.
28, I think.
28, yeah. And
she's not 41.
Well, and they were engaged. That's the crazy thing.
They were married.
Thank God she's out of that. But yeah, broke off the engagement apparently like a few weeks ago. And then was spotted at Glen Powell's sister's wedding rehearsal dinner, which you don't go to the rehearsal dinner unless you are either in the wedding party or you're dating somebody.
And she looked good. She looked amazing.
Like God, she's so
Her
gorgeous.
hair
in
was
general.
like, yeah, she's like, come on, it's Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, but it was naturally curly. That's a big.
It was naturally curly.
That's a big sign. Mm-hmm. And also, she took pictures with, I think, the niece and nephew.
With the niece and nephew, and with the bride, and with the maid of honor.
Oh, and also, I think it was Glen wasn't denying that they were dating when he was being interviewed. I think it was on it was a podcast or just like an interview. He didn't deny it, and then his mom also wasn't denying it, or like said something that like.
They're so hot. Like, I'm sorry. That's a hot couple. It's a hot couple together.
I love when hot people date hot people. Mm-hmm. You guys, where's my hot person? You know what? Shut up. I'm gonna put a pin
right here.
Oh, never mind. I'm good. Mm-hmm. I'm good.
I'm really happy for them. Okay, next up is the Beatles cast. This is who's gonna be in this biopic. Barry Keoghan.
Is it Keoghan or is it Keat?
Bro, I've been saying Keegan, but it's probably Keoghan.
I've heard Keoghan. I feel like
Barry Keoghan.
Okay, she's Irish.
Harris Dickinson.
Who's Harris Dickinson? Or Harry? What?
He's one of them. He's on it.
People were like, I recognize 3 out of these 4 names. Am I a bad person for not? Am I gonna get like canceled by the Harris Dickinson fans? I don't know who he is.
Joseph Quinn. He was in
Stranger Things.
Yes, and then Paul Mescal.
Which Paul and Joseph have worked together before.
Yes.
In Gladiator 2, which I loved Gladiator 2.
And Barry and Paul are like some of like the new hot boy on the block Irish actors. So I am being like, this is a very small game of like telephone.
Yeah. Well, how does Harris Dickinson probably relates to these
in some way.
But like, what's crazy is like Paul's dating Gracie Abrams still. I think.
Really?
Maybe. I heard a rumor that they broke up, or like they're in like London, and there was like
London.
She was like crying at a table, or like he was.
What are your thoughts on Gracie Abrams?
I like Gracie Abrams.
You do?
Yeah, like I love her music.
What is she? Is she Ceilings?
No, that's Lizzie McAlpine.
My bad. You guys, I have a really awful confession. I like both of their music. It's just sometimes I hear something and I'm being like, yeah, Lizzie Abrams. Like, you know, like they're not the same person. I
Gracie
understand
McAlpine.
that. Yes, but like if I'm like in the car with one of my friends, I'm like,
yeah. No, Gracie, I would say Gracie's like the That's So True, Close to You, Risk. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sing
cute.
It. And then Lizzie's Ceilings and why am I blanking? She's known for Ceilings. I'm blanking so hard right now. But yeah, so I'm personally like didn't really like, people were talking about it because it was released on April Fool's Day, so a lot of people thought it was a joke. And I was kind of like,
that'd be crazy.
I like heard about it on April 2nd, and one of my roommates was talking to me about it, and she very much is like, it's just they just rounded up all the white boys of the month and just slapped them in a movie to make people happy. And I'm like, well, personally, I don't know how this affects me because I grew up listening to the Beatles, but like, I didn't know that there was a Beatles movie even coming out. And also apparently it's supposed to be a 4-movie deal.
Oh.
Allegedly, so it's like each of them like gets their own movie, but they're all in it at the same time. So I think it goes to like the story of each and every single one of them. If like I got offered a movie deal, like hell I would take it. Like, especially if it was like, you know, someone like if I got to play somebody that I looked up to and got to play them in a movie. Yeah, I'd take that. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like for them, it's a great thing to build their resume, but also at the same time, I can see how like the internet's kind of like, are you so for real right now?
Yeah.
But also at the same time, it's like, going back to what we were talking about earlier, people are going to be upset no matter what happens. I know that there are definitely some like Barry Keoghan fans out there though that are like, oh my God, this is so exciting.
I don't really know who's a Barry Keoghan fan at this point.
I don't, after the whole Sabrina thing.
But like also, no, I'm not judging. My other thing is like, do we not recall the strikes that were happening? The events that you see these celebrities at are a part of their contract that they're, with their agency. So they're getting clothes loaned to them. They are not taking these suits home and being like, hanging up my Louis Vuitton. They're most likely, these young actors are probably not in the net worth or the range that you think that they are in. So the movies that they are offered to do, Timothée Chalamet, most likely pretty wealthy at this point. But yeah, Harris Dickinson, Joseph Quinn, definitely not millionaires. And if they are, living expenses, so on and so forth, you have to pay your agent a certain amount of money. They're not super wealthy. So the jobs that come their way, yeah, I'm gonna go to work kind of vibe.
Yeah. This quite literally is our job. It's if you, back to what I was saying, like if any of us got offered like a job to be like in a movie, I feel like, yeah, I'm gonna take it. Cause one, it's money. It kind of goes to like almost like the Rachel Ziegler when she was
I love her.
I love her too, honestly. She's like, I love her on the press tour for Snow White right now because her hair is so like that. I wish that was her bob in the movie instead of the bob that she has now, or in the movie. But it reminds me of when like Rachel mentioned like, oh, and you would do it too for a check, or like saying how she took the job because she like needed the job, and she's also building a portfolio. But now I feel like she's like obviously she's doing like press for it, but I feel like a lot of people that are like crapping on like her, like that's not their target demographic. That it's a Disney princess. I feel like
I followed her since she announced that she was going to be in West Side Story, because I was a theater kid. I think that that's kind of obvious. Whatever. Not a theater kid now, but yeah, I'm a huge fan of her. She also like, when she first announced that, she did something, it wasn't IHSA, but she won some sort. Where is she from? I thought she was from New York.
I feel like she is. I also just assume like anybody who's kind of like low-key
talented like that is from New York.
Yeah.
Clifton, New Jersey. That's awesome. Jersey. But yeah, she did something where it was like in front of like other students from the state, and I saw a video of her. She won. No, oh god. When you're a theater kid, especially in high school, there's like an award that you can go for that you like compete with other kids like nationally, and she won something, or she got like a special shout out, and she was so good, and she was so unbelievably like excited to be there. She is like a musical theater person who has also been kind of transitioned into on-screen film, but like if you've grown up around theater kids, you'll get this. They're just kind of like that. So I like her.
Like I was like
I've torn these up.
Did you just paint them?
Yeah, last night.
I was like a theater kid, but like I did a few things in theater, but then I transitioned to be more of athletics when my brother was more in like kind of the arts area. So I think like I did like a few productions, and then I was kind of like, I want to pursue athletics.
How old's your brother?
He's 26. Okay. Because he's 4 years older than me.
What was his thing?
He played the trumpet and the piano, and then he didn't really do like theater, but he loved playing the piano and the trumpet. So, and then he also rode in high school, which is kind of what got me into
horseback
rowing. Horseback riding I did it. I went to like a farm's preschool pretty much, and it was
cute.
Like, it was really fun, I have to admit, from what I can remember of it. They had like horses, goats, like you learned about like animals and all this other stuff. And so that's kind of where I learned to love horses. And then I went to horse camps, and then eventually I started taking like lessons, and then started doing it competitively. And then I started like having and leasing my own horses until obviously I came to college.
Businesswoman.
Yeah. Well, I leased all my horses. I never actually owned one because owning a horse is really expensive. But yeah, that's kind of how I got into that. And then I think my last really big hurrah with riding was back in 2021. I went up to Great Lakes Equestrian Festival, which is in Michigan. It's like one of the biggest horse shows in the nation, I would say. And I went up there with the horse I was leasing at the time, going against these like super expensive, these super expensive, really nice horses. And he's a mix of like 4 different horses. He looks like a pony, but he was just like a dream come true. And we placed second against a bunch of really nice horses in a jumping class. And I remember walking out of that ring and they called my name for second. I was standing in the barn like, what do you mean I got second? But that was a little side tangent.
That's cool though.
About riding. I don't know, a lot of people think, they're like, oh, you ride horses, you must be really weird. I mean, yeah, I am really weird, but like, it's got nothing to do with riding horses. It's just me, who I am.
Just our bad girl.
I'm just a baddie, I would say.
Okay, next thing I'm passionate about.
Do you wanna start it, kick it off?
Poppi is selling to PepsiCo for almost $2 billion. There's some backlash. Okay. And there are influencers who invested a lot of money. My thing with this, do we not remember Martha Stewart? Do we not remember what Martha Stewart went to prison for? Because I have a very strong feeling we're about to see some mom talkers like literally go to the cushiest prison ever, and then they're gonna come back out and they're gonna be like, what? It was barely insider trading. But like Martha didn't really go down for insider trading, it was for lying to the FBI. But you're telling me that mom talkers, the lovely ladies of the Mormon, what is that?
The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives
aren't gonna like literally be sitting there being like, I didn't do that. And also, hot take, I've only seen 2 episodes of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. My roomies love it. Hot take, hot take, hot take. I think Whitney's hilarious.
Okay, can I say something about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives? I have only watched a few episodes as well. It was the first season. I don't really remember much other than the one lady that everyone doesn't really like.
I don't think any of them like any of them.
No, I don't think so either, but it's like, all I remember is that they don't like her, and that there was like a whole thing about like she was in a swing and then people got like really upset. That's all I really remember. It always comes on after The Bachelor, so I'll like stick around and watch like 5 minutes because I'm a huge Bachelor fan. But
she was in a swing?
I don't know. That's when you and like let's say we're dating and then like another couple is like you swap partners. Oh, they were
swingers.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Swingers. Yeah, I heard that she was cuckolding her husband.
See, I can hear them laughing in the back.
Yeah.
Who that in the back?
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you're under 18, don't listen to this podcast.
But no, I honestly don't really know much about the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives other than they had the little peacoats that they wear in the beginning, and then it's like Hosier's Take Me to... No, it's not Take Me to Church.
That's crazy.
It's I can't sing it due to copyright, but like I don't know. If you've seen it, there's like the main theme song and they're walking with holding hands with their little peacoats, and it's like Utah in the winter. I don't know.
Whitney's the one that did the TikTok dance in front of her baby who was like in the hospital for some reason. She's like,
wait, that reminds me, didn't Logan Paul, someone had a baby and then someone made a TikTok of him and his wife with the baby in the hospital after she'd literally just given birth, like a few hours before, I think. My mind went to Logan Paul. No, he just proposed to his girlfriend, or his fiance. Fiance. That's such a fun name to say.
Fiance.
Fiance. You can have little.
Fiance.
Oui, oui.
Oui, oui.
Oui, oui. Did you take French?
For 6 years, yeah.
Oh, well, I think we had this discussion before. I took it for 3 years in high school. I didn't take AP French because I had a really cool class opportunity. It was called Gone Boarding, and you got to build a longboard, paddleboard, snowboard, skis. You got to also go out and like learn how to wakeboard, ski, snowboard, surf, paddleboard, and it was like a 3-hour class. But yeah, I took that instead of AP French.
Where are you from? You're from Michigan.
Okay. Yeah. But
They had you surfing in Michigan?
You can. You would be surprised.
Maybe that's why you give such like California. Because you did grow up on a beach.
Ish, like
A lake
40
beach.
40 minutes away.
Yeah, but like you could go.
Yeah.
Is that what you did in the summer?
Yeah, it's either you went up to someone's like cottage, and so my best friend growing up, and if she's watching this, hi Lydia.
Hey.
She has a cottage up north, and we go there every summer.
What do you mean up north?
Like
Hours away
Like-
from home?
like map of Michigan.
I'm so sick of that. Stop doing the damn hands.
It's like up in this area. So when someone says they're going up north, they actually mean that they're going like up north, and it's like was like an hour and a half away.
Okay. But what do you mean, like for the whole summer?
No, just for like a weekend / like long week. Well, the week is long.
When you girls were in high school, would you go up, like you had your driver's license, would you just go up there for the summer?
No.
No.
It was more of just like, we'd go up for like a weekend because I mean, once we all got in high school, we all became kind of busy, and also like high school athletics, like we would train over the summer
Interesting.
as
Okay.
well.
So it was always like chaperoned.
Kind of, yeah.
Join us next week, because we're not going to be in this studio. We're going to be in the studio of life.
Say that again.
Studio of life, aka my car.
We're going on an adventure.
Maybe it's Trader Joe's.
I think we also said last week we were going to go to Trader Joe's
We did.
for this
and we
week.
lied to you.
Now you just got to come back again.
Yeah, please come and watch us, because I really want to try the skincare from there.
I'll have to be careful because I think last week I was talking about how sensitive my skin is. I'll have to be careful, but I'm excited. So, doop.
Okay, that's it from us. Get out of here.
I'm Maggie.
And I'm Erica.
And we're almost socially irrelevant. See you guys next week in Erica's car.